This is our last day in Panama. So we're at the islands just in front of Boca Chica where we're going to clear out. Oh my god, we just got kicked out of the office because we're wearing short pants and jandals. So that's it. We are cleared out of Panama. We could have weather. We could have really shitty conditions. There's lightning already starting to form, thunder, there could be squalls coming through.
Hurricane Irma boats tossed. Here we are at this marina.
Hi, my name's Colin. I used to be a chief engineer on super yachts, but gave it all up to buy a hurricane-damaged Lagoon 450. My friends and I are fixing it up as we go, and are determined to circumnavigate the entire planet. So subscribe if you want some inspiration to live life to the fullest. 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the things you did. So what are you waiting for?
Morning everyone, we're leaving the anchorage. This is it, we're going to Boca Chica to clear out. But first, I have to pick up Kelly's phone from Trevor and Kerry's boat. She left it on there. Man, what a party that was last night. Kerry and Trevor are an example of age just being a ridiculous number. Love them so much. Such great people. All right, let's get this phone.
Don't throw it, we'll get close enough to pass it.
Good. Nice work.
Bye, Auntie. Bye, Uncle.
Hurry up in Panama City, we'll see you soon.
This is when we perform the best. Lock him in.
It's a big jack. The meat is very fishy, so we don't really keep those.
Smells funny too.
Okay, so we're at the islands just in front of Boca Chica where we're going to clear out. We've timed it pretty well. We could be on the slightly early side because the channel that we have to come into Boca Chica in is actually bone dry at low tide. So at high tide there's enough water for us to get through, and the tide's coming in, so we want to catch it on the just before high tide so that we can take the current into Boca Chica, and then we'll do exactly the opposite on the way out. Okay, made it. It's a beautiful little area, this. Very remote. And tomorrow's a big day. Clearing out of Panama. Finally, I can't believe this is actually happening. It hasn't sunk in yet. Maybe tomorrow it will. Alright guys, this is our last day in Panama. So we're in Boca Chica. As you can see, there's not a lot here. So we're gonna have to try and make our way to David. I've got to go to a hardware store and then meet these guys at the supermarket because things are quite a lot cheaper here in Panama than they are in Costa Rica. But then again, this is gonna cost me about $120 in Ubers and taxis. So by the time we're there and back, it might be cheaper just to wait till Costa Rica, but you know, sometimes logic doesn't always come into it. So this is the local shop in Boca Chica. We'll see what they have here. ¿Cuánto es? 22. Okay, $22 for a whole bunch of veggies. Not bad so far. All right, we'll see you in a few hours. Cool. Thanks, buddy.
Have fun.
Have fun. Woo! She's warm. All right, we are in David. It's actually less than an hour. We've got a good driver. He is going to wait around for us for an hour or so. Nice, it's a massive one. You. Okay, that's me down. Let's see how the boys are getting on. Yeah, the boys. Is this us?
Yeah, we got more, but that's more just the food, and now we get the alcohol.
Shopping for passengers takes a lot of consideration, as the last thing we want is to run out of food at sea. There has to be a lot of thought going into feeding 7 hungry adults, and we have to pay special attention to the essentials.
Jamie's week's supply of beer. You think you can finish that in a week? I reckon less than. So the two boys in the back here have overstayed their welcome here in Panama. So now we have to go to the immigration office here in David and pay a fine. So normally it's $50 per month that you overstay, but they've got them down to like $25 a month. So bit of a slap on the wrist. They've stopped processing any paperwork until we pay this fine and send customs the receipts from immigration. So that's what we're doing. There's the office. I'm pretty sure they're going to tell us no filming inside, but let's try to get this sorted so that we can clear out of Panama. Oh man, there's a queue. Oh my god, we just got kicked out of the office because we're wearing short pants and jandals. That's ruthless.
45 minutes, please can come back.
Okay, we come back in 45 minutes. Okay, gracias. This is kind of sketchy. We've got $1,000 worth of stuff in the back of this guy's taxi. I get a good feeling about him. I feel like he's trustworthy. He could just burn off right now and take all our stuff. Ask if there's other restaurants.
I speak English.
Any other restaurants?
Here in Simon, there is restaurants for fast food.
How do you say, are there any other restaurants here?
Muy bien. No.
Decided to get a nutritious meal while we wait for immigration. Oh, look at this shit.
$10.
$10. Is that you and Tom?
No, mine. I thought it'd be little.
This is a little bit ridiculous. $10 each. See how far through this we can get. Couldn't do it. We got close, but too much food. The tax man's gonna get a nice little feed out of that. Para ti. Buen provecho. Always bending the rules, you two. ¿Dónde va ahora?
Ahora mismo tú vas en tu carro
Sí.
directo a Boca Chica,
Boca Chica, pero ¿dónde?
a la Marina de Carlos.
Okay. We're getting there. That's the immigration officer who's going to come to Boca Chica and stamp us out. So we're going to get all the passports, get us cleared out of this country. Okay, so we made it back to Boca Chica. We're going to take a side street here and go to the marina of the agent. By the way, this costs about $180 to clear out of Panama here. And I think in the city it's $50. So don't do it here, do it in the city. All right, done. It's time to load the dinghy. Dinghy's going back to the boat. We're gonna start the paperwork. Hola. And get us cleared out. Let's go!
No me lo sé. Para Michelle.
Terminamos. Gracias.
Fito,
Costa Rica.
Zona.
Todo listo. Documentos para el ley.
Bueno. Muchas gracias.
Para servirle. Bienvenido.
That's it. We are cleared out of Panama. We're literally in no man's land now until we get to Costa Rica. They've given us a few hours to leave. We'll just take our merry old time out of here. Panama. It's been a hell of an adventure. We're hardly moving because the current is flying up the channel. So we've got 80 miles to go to Costa Rica, to go to Golfito. But we might break it up in two legs and try anchor behind this island here. But the wind is coming from the northwest during the day tomorrow, so it's not connected to the mainland here. But when you look over here at low tide, it is connected. That means it's dry at low tide but underwater at high tide.
This is all new to us, we haven't been here before, so we're just going to have to play it by ear a little bit. But there's a lot of planning that goes into these passages, and also once we leave here we're going to have no internet, so it's not like you can just look up Windy while you're out there. So the sail plan, we have about 85 miles to go, and we're going to try break it up and go to that little island off the peninsula there. So tonight is our first night watch. So we're going to do 4 teams. I'm going to do solo watches, and then the rest of you are going to pair up. So it's 2 hours on, 6 hours off. We could have weather. We could have really shitty conditions. There's lightning already starting to form, thunder, there could be squalls coming through. It's an interesting one because we have to come out of here at high tide, which is now. And so that puts us out there a little bit earlier than we normally would leave, because we want to actually arrive in good light. We would never anchor in a random island like that without good light. That's just not the way to do things. So we have to actually go quite slow, which is kind of a good position to be in. Rather than trying to push to be somewhere, we have to actually hold ourselves back. So once we get out here, we might just put the headsail out and just cruise. And we actually want to average about 3 knots, and just the current might even be a knot with us for this first part. So we're literally just slowly cruising out there. So it's going to be quite a, hopefully quite a relaxing little passage here. So it's already started to rain. There's just black clouds all around us. So it's not the most pleasant conditions right now, but that's the way the cookie crumbles. Okay. So, ooh, lightning, where's the thunder? Okay, here's the dilemma. It's not really a bad dilemma, it's just here's the situation. We've got 42 miles to go. We've just come out of the channel, and we need to average about 2.8 knots in order to get there around 10 in the morning, which is when I'd like to pull in. So we've got no sails up at the moment, and we're doing about 2 knots, which is nice, just coming out past these islands. And then I guess we'll just keep drifting. We'll drift our way there. It's kind of a weird situation to be in, where we're just trying to go as slow as possible. The best option is just to use the current and the bit of wind we have behind us to just slowly push us towards that island, and just take our time. What have you done?
Oh, I don't know. No, so when I come on, I wound it up. I didn't even check it. It was just flapping. So I wound it straight up, and then I undone this, and I could see it really loose at the bottom. And I'm like, that's weird.
So what, someone's let the halyard go just slightly, and then when you furled it up, it wrapped the halyard around the forestay, right?
Yeah.
So apart from going up, anything I can think of is to release the sheets and just get this one wrap out of the sail, put some tension back on the halyard, and try furl it up again. This hasn't happened before. I'll just put that safety line on it so that we can retrieve the clue. Hopefully a squall doesn't come through. Oh, that's good. Oh, it looks real good here too, buddy. That should be quite good. Just got the tension back in the halyard, so we're just going to see if it will furl. So as the sail furls, the halyard should stay on the swivel, and the swivel should stay stationary. Beauty. All right, put the sheets back on. Okay, so when this ghost came onto this boat and let the halyard go, it wrapped around the foil, and then they took tension up with the halyard, it pulled the foil apart down the bottom. So I'm gonna go up to here. You'll release the sheet, and then I'll try pull that swivel. It's torn the sail a little bit is the problem. So I'll try and get it past that tear and back down. Oh shit. Release it. So I got it halfway, but my arms are dead. So we'll have to release the halyard and see if it'll come down, and then I'll hold it and then put tension on the halyard again. Okay, now I'll hold it while you take the tension back up. There's also meant to be 2 screws here. They're either snapped off, or no, it doesn't look like they've snapped because the threads would be in there. That's what's meant to stop this from coming up. We found 2 screws, countersunk, Allen head, which fit perfectly in these threaded holes here. Oh, still got the screw. The way that this is set up, this is put on the wrong way. This needs to be turned 180 so that the sail sits like that when it furls. Okay, here we go. Now that's gonna sit nicely when it furls. Okay, we can see the island, we can see the peninsula, that little island off the end of it. That's where we're gonna try anchor. Now what's happened? What's happened?
No, I don't know.
Why have you got screwdrivers in your hand?
No, I don't know what you're talking about.
Am I gonna have to tell the camera? Also, Jamie just blocked his toilet. So now he's gonna undo the pipes and get that huge lump of toilet paper out that he threw down there.
Oh shit, no, I didn't.
Here we go. What a morning! This island in front of us here is called Isla de Burica. And this huge peninsula behind us is the division between Panama and Costa Rica. And someone messaged us on Instagram and said we could anchor here and there'd be a surf, there's possible surf here or on the other side. It's not really happening today. It's onshore and there's swell, but it's just not really working, unfortunately. So we were going to stay here and surf and hang out all day, but it's rolly, there's no surf, and it's onshore winds. So we're going to keep moving. But as we come around this island and head down that way, we will no longer be in Panama.
It hadn't really sunk in that we were about to leave Panama after almost 2 years here. The country where we had major bulkhead failures, been struck by lightning, got hit with the pandemic, had to do 3 Panama Canal crossings, yet we have had some of our best memories here despite all of that. This will go down as the country where Parlay was rebuilt and upgraded to be the strongest Lagoon 450 in the world. And although this place has a very special place in our hearts, it was time to head north towards Mexico to cruise the largely uncharted Pacific coast of Central America before heading across the massive Pacific Ocean towards New Zealand next year. So hit that subscribe button and join us on this journey as we have a very, very long way to go.